Okay, so now we're going to talk about the upsides of suppressors. Lots of these are pretty darn obvious, but here we go. Decibel reduction. Duh. If you are not buying a suppressor for decibel reduction, I don't know what the heck you're doing. Maybe you might as well just attach a dumbbell to the end of your rifle. Just get that extra weight out there. If it didn't reduce decibels, nobody would buy them. There's a definite decrease in decibels, which is awesome. It does not make it John Wick quiet unless you get a certain setup, certain 300 blackout setups, 22 LR setups. For sure, those things are like mouse fart quiet. But no, you're not walking around a mall shooting like this. No, without people looking. Like, that's just stupid. So with that, they can be very, very quiet. So I have a 22 can on my son's critter getter on his long gun, 22 LR, and he missed 3 times. He was like 15 feet away from the squirrel, and he missed 3 times. The squirrel didn't flinch, and that's incredible. I need to work on his aim, but like, incredible that the squirrel couldn't hear it. You can hear the firing pin. That's louder than the shot, especially on those longer 22 guns. With a solid can, it really is awesome. So it makes my neighbors happy. Where I live, I'm out in the woods, but 500 yards, in one direction, there's a family. 500 yards in another direction, there's another family. So they're pretty close. They're closer than I like, but it makes my neighbors happy. I can shoot more often without disturbing their infants, things like that, when the babies are sleeping. We actually have a couple roommates, and they've got a brand new baby girl, and I can shoot on my property, which from the house would be like my house is like 75 yards from their room. And I can shoot most anything I like without disturbing them while they're in the house or anything like that. So really, really awesome. Decibel reduction. Okay, the blast, right? You just if you've never been at a public range, somebody next to you is shooting like an 11.5-inch AR with a muzzle brake, and it's just like a punch to the teeth, and then the chest is just like they're sitting right next to you shooting like crazy, and it's just, oh my gosh, dude, that's a lot. So this obviously reduces that concussiveness of the shot. On top of that, felt recoil definitely reduced. Lots of pros here. That's a good thing. So it obviously helps protect your hearing. It does not completely protect your hearing. There are plenty of rifles, like 5.56, for example. You shoot with a can, you should probably still use Ear Pro, but it helps protect your hearing. Hearing loss never comes back. We don't get to regrow those little hair follicles or whatever that makes us hear. It just doesn't happen that way. It's cumulative, happens over time, and yeah, 30 years go down the road and then you can't hear very well, or you're just deaf. So something else with hearing protection is like when I'm hunting, I'm not going to wear Ear Pro when I'm hunting. I would like to hear everything around me. And then in the comments, they're going to say, oh yeah, well, what about electronic Ear Pro? It's actually going to be like a superpower and just make you hear things better. I can hear the deer and everything else. It's like, no, that is not for me, at least not at this point in my life. I've tried using that, and yes, it amplifies all those little sounds, but like the squirrels rustling, it now sounds like a bull rustling out there. I don't really like it. So for me personally, I'm not going to take time to put in Ear Pro, and maybe I should when I take that shot, but I don't. And I think most hunters are in the same boat. They got a shot, they don't put in Ear Pro. So this is just going to help protect your hearing a little bit more. The biggest upside for me is they are incredibly fun. I shoot more often because my neighbors aren't mad at me. It's more enjoyable to shoot, and they really are a lot of fun. Biggest upside for me. So let me know in the comments what you think. What are all the pros that I missed? Surely there's dozens of pros that I have forgotten, the upsides of suppressors. So let me know what you think.